you can really do some, bigger and better
Stop
things.
typing, Westgate Radio. We hear you typing.
I've got an idea that I won't share. This is the only idea I won't share because I've actually, I'll just say I figured out a way to do this radio thing where it's gonna change the way we actually do this radio thing. It's gonna be what the iPhone was to mobile phones. This idea that I have, and I'm just about to implement it here in the next 6 months or so. But it's just going to be incredible, and I can't really talk about it because it's just one of those things where you can't get a patent for it, but you just have to jump out there and do it first. And sure, everybody else is going to do it, and everybody else can do it, but I got to be the first one to do it. It's just an idea that I came up with that's it's really no-brainer, and it's just going to be incredible. And if I told you guys about it right now, you'd be like, "Wow!" So I'm so excited about it.
Oh, stop it! You're going to make us beg. You're going to make us beg. Oh my gosh!
That's kind of like
that's exactly what I was thinking. He's like
he's teasing us. This is the chat room is back open. I did restart the broadcast, and the chat room is back open on Spreaker.com. Everybody, this again is Debbie, and I'm playing host here to a fabulous guy named Marcel, and he is with 88.3 New Radio, and also the lovely and talented Chris Top, and David from Westgate Radio. And my husband wants to ask something. Yes, dear. Where'd you go?
Huh?
Oh, well, we just restarted the broadcast. Victor goes, what happened to the Spreaker feed? Now, Victor is my husband. Say hi, Vic.
Hello, hi, Vic.
He has been saying for months, Marcel, that the way to go is the iPhone and the smartphone. He says that is the wave of the future as far as listening devices. Because, you're right. Because you only listen to terrestrial radio from the time that you drive from your house to your doctor's office or your house to the mall or wherever you're going. That's it. Then after that, you're pretty much done with it,
Mm-hmm.
And I have so many listeners on their iPhones and their smartphones. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's just that with the mobile app, you make it an easier platform for them. You know what I mean? It's built for that. So, they can still listen.
Even in people's cars nowadays, they've got the Bluetooth, and they listen to their stuff on their podcast and their iPhones and stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you're right on it. Yeah.
And that's what's nice about Spreaker is they allow you to grab your RSS feed and post it on iTunes and Zune and other places like that, Stitcher, whatever. I don't know if other places do that because I've never really experimented, but yeah.
Yeah, they do. I actually already went on iTunes. I'm on iTunes from my Blog Talk feed, my RSS, and now I'm on there with my my Spreaker, and it's really, I'm kicking it in the numbers. It's crazy. Last June I hit number 1 on iTunes. I was like, Jesus, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it really was. It was amazing in the podcast genre.
Can I apologize to some folks real quickly here? I wasn't on the chat room earlier when we were kind of like going back and forth, or when I was doing my dissertation, and some people were asking me some things, so I didn't see the chat room. So I wasn't ignoring anyone. I just didn't see it. So I just wanted to kind of say that. So I apologize, folks.
I can ask my question if you'll let me.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Well, what would a basic startup be? Say, if you were going to do something like this, do a broadcast in front of a business. Just for the basics to kind of get started.
What I would do is, it just depends on your market, but just keep in mind, look, there are a lot of people who purchase airtime like that or live broadcast from radio stations in your town, FM radio stations. Just understand that they are paying. I guarantee it. I don't care what the market, even in the smallest market, but they're paying at least $2,000 to $3,000 for that package. You have to purchase a package to get the live broadcast because they have to throw in the commercial spots as well because that's what drives it, right? And it's going to be $2,000 to $3,000 at least. So keep that in mind. So when you're going up to them and you're saying, "Hey, look, we can we can get people in here. You know what I mean? And you will. You've never done it before. I guarantee you. You set your stuff up. People are going to, hey, what station is this? You know how they do. They're going to come up and say, hey, what station is this? And you tell them who you are. Yeah, what are you guys playing? I never heard about. So now you're introducing your station to a bunch of new people, and like I said, just get some little giveaways, things to give away, and give them to the store owner, and they will go in there to retrieve them when they win, right?
Exactly.
And there you are.
Chris, do you have a smartphone or an iPhone, Chris?
I do. I have an iPhone.
Did you set up the Spreaker app on there?
Yes, I did.
And I think what he's talking about is just getting a sort of like a remote microphone off of your iPhone, off of your smart. Is that what you're talking about, Marcel?
Yeah, just a portable mic. There's a mic called Apple G, the Apple G, APOGEE microphone, and it sounds.
It's a really nice microphone.
I mean, my whole setup that I've got in my house, I can just move it wherever. I mean, it's all hooked up to my laptop. I've got my little mixing board and my Scarlett and everything. My mic.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, nothing beats the mobility of just having your phone. So you can have your phone in your pocket, you know, and then you've got the microphone. I'm just saying, if you want it to be somewhere and bright, it's the ability of it.
Like, yeah, it says at Amazon.com it's $19.95 for studio quality microphone for your yeah. There you go. I'm looking at it.
That's not too bad.
I'm just thinking to look a little more professional. It might be good to have, the mix, some stuff there for people to see.
Yeah, and I said that when you're actually out doing it,
wow.
And you set up a table. Yeah, bring the mixer, no big deal. But I'm talking about just when you. I think that you should broadcast live from somewhere every time you do a show. You should be somewhere. Look, even if you don't secure a date with someone where they're going to pay you, just go somewhere. And broadcast. And don't be shy. Don't be afraid. People are going to look at you like you're crazy because you're sitting there with a microphone talking into it. Go to Starbucks. People are around. The ambiance. And here's the other thing. Your listeners, you sound big to your listeners when you're like, okay, now we're broadcasting today at this place or that place. Or it just sounds so huge. And then, talking about taking calls, if you've got a hot topic, there are people who are going to be around that you can put on. People are very nosy. They want to know what you're doing. If you're friendly, they will engage you, engage them, and you can put them on. We're here with Lisa. Lisa, come here. What do you think? Oh, man, I think that, and it just sounds like you are the man or the woman. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I encourage that.
Right. So, I mean, as far as, okay, in my situation where I've got all the electronic stuff that I need. So if I were going to set up in front of a business and sell what I have to sell, what would you recommend I do? Should I get one of those little spinny wheels? Should I get a banner with my stuff on it, or what would be my investment?
Yeah, and you know what? I apologize. I just mentioned these things, and I thought for some reason that you had heard me. So I'll go over it again. What we do is, and it's really not a lot of cost involved, but it is a little cost. We traded out a vehicle wrap. We have, and it wasn't even a fancy vehicle. It was it's a Ford Escape, right? And what we did was we went to a vehicle wrap shop and said, hey, look, we're a radio station. We'll do some live broadcasting here. We earned our keep. So we did a trade with them, and they wrapped our vehicle, put our logo all over. So now we're big time. We're like the regular. There's no difference between us and Clear Channel now, right? We raised the bar. And so when we show up, we park the truck. We got out a little skirt around the table.
There, I found it
with our logo on it.
A little bit cheaper.
And then the canopy that we have up with the logo on it. So we're no different from any other FM radio station in town that broadcasts. We look no different. We sound no different. And much moreover, we're more engaging because we don't cost as much. We're friendlier. Really? We get it. So that's all you need to do. Just go to them and say, hey, look, I've got a radio station, and we're doing some great things. Now, he or she are not going to have heard of you, but that's not a big deal. You just have to tell them that you can make it happen. And when you explain to them what you're doing, then they'll understand. And then they'll say, well, hey, look, we'll give you a shot. And that's all you need is the shot. I guarantee you the people are going to come around. And if you do, the only thing you have to do is drive them into the place. And you do that by having little things to give away, get a little prize wheel. It doesn't have to be that big one that everybody chooses. Just it's the size of a maybe 12 or 13 inches in diameter. Okay,
that's kind of what I was,
yeah, something like that. And you spin the wheel. Hey, you're a winner. Go to your local neighborhood stores and tell them what you're doing and say, hey, look, we'll promote you. We'll talk about you on the air. We've got our radio station. It's on, hype it up or whatever, and say, just give us a few coupons for a free burger at your place, or a free meal, or free dinner, or a free this, or a shirt, or whatever they have, and they'll do it. They'll give you 3 or 4 of them. So you start accumulating all these prizes. That's what any radio station will do. And go to the movie house and say, hey, look, we want to do some movie premieres, invite our listeners out. We're going to promote you. We're going to put a promo on. We're going to run it. And they get excited about that kind of stuff, right? They'll give you some tickets to give away for a promotion. And then everybody loves movie tickets. So when people come out and you're out there, hey, we got free movie tickets. Hey, come on over here. And they'll come over and spin the wheel. You go inside and see the day. You take all the prizes inside to the owner, because you want that traffic inside. It's real simple. We did that in regular radio. That's where I learned it, really, from doing radio for years,
Right. Now, when you set up your remotes, do you broadcast what's actually playing over the air, or do you just play something else? Do you just play music when you do it, or how do you do that?
Absolutely. What we do is now, and this is what's really, really great. Most places that you go to, they're playing some kind of music or whatever it is they're playing, right? And a lot of them are using their iPhone or iPod to play that music, right? It's plugged right into their little system, and they know how to do this, which is great. Or some of them even have a computer, right? So at any rate, nobody has the radio, that's for sure. And what we do is we have an extra device in case they don't, but generally they do. But we have an extra device, and all we do is plug our device in with the app on it, because we have mobile apps. So we just plug it in, and it's playing the station. And outside, we're playing the station. We're live, so they can hear us outside with the speakers, and the folks who are inside the salon or the shop or wherever we are, they can hear us as well. So and look, the biggest thing is you're putting your station in front of people. All those people now are going to know about your station who didn't know about it before, and they're paying you. You to do that. So
right.
it's incredible.
When you first came on, I thought, man, this guy's just manipulating these people. But you're absolutely right, because if you're doing them a service and you're actually bringing people in, then there's nothing wrong with it, because you're promoting yourself as well.
And I'm sorry, it's a little delay in the phone, so I apologize. But you're absolutely right. It's not really actually. You know what? It is a little bit manipulative, but that's what sales is.
But do you believe in what you do?
Yeah, but you're really doing a genuine service.
If you believe in what you're doing, though, and you believe in the product that you have, then you're not manipulating people. You can sit down and sell cars all day long, but if you don't like the car you're selling, then it becomes
right. And moreover, I will add that we are actually getting the traffic. See, at the end of the day, we just want the traffic in there. That's all they come to the radio station for, is traffic. Now, the only difference is some of those FM stations are boasting that they can, because you put your commercial on their station, people are going to hear it and just constantly be, they're going to have your brand on their mind. No, that's not how it's going to work. Because what's actually going to happen is, if you have a mobile app, or if you have if you're online, people are listening online, and you're just a click away. When you say go to the website, well, you're right there. You can go to it. Nobody's going to carry that information from a radio that they're listening to, a terrestrial FM, and then say, as soon as I get home, I'm going to my computer, or I'm going to go to. It's too many steps. So we win because we're online. You know what I mean? We automatically win right there. And those things are the things that you have to communicate to your clients, because it's not top of mind to them. And all you have to do is bring these no-brainer points top of mind to them, and they'll see, people aren't crazy, they're smart. And if you they're not thinking like you. So you just have to say, hey, look, these are the points. Look, everybody's carrying their mobile phone around. When you have a mobile app, now it sits on their phone. They don't have to try to type in or Google and get it wrong. Nothing. It's as they're thumbing through looking for some other app, they're going to come across yours. How great is that? So these are the no-brainer things that people have to understand. We're moving out of the website phase and into the mobile platform phase. It's just what it is, right? Smartphones are becoming smarter and smarter, and websites are really becoming more and more a thing of the past. Okay, so anyway, but those are the things that you want to communicate to your clients, and they'll get it, and then they'll say, come on over, we'll give you a shot. And again, do the math. You do this every day, Monday through Friday, you're going to broadcast anyway, just do a couple of hours, right? I think it's fair, a couple of hours sounds pretty good. And just at $200, man, you're doing $1,000 a week. Now, I'm not saying you're going to send your kids to college with that, but $4,000 a month, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good extra income for doing something that you love doing.
Yeah,
right.
That's pretty good. And again, it doesn't have to be $200 at all. That's really giving it away. $500 is fair in any market. In some markets, you can get $1,000. But I would say I would shoot for 500 and maybe go down from there to 4, maybe 3. But I definitely wouldn't give it away for 2 because that's no way. It's worth way more than that. And they'll pay it. But those are the things that I see. Look, Spreaker gives us this stuff, this platform. It's a great platform, even if you're paying for. Like I have the middle one, whatever it's called, $20 I think I pay if I pay that, right?
The broadcaster plan, it's $20 a month. It's one of the best plans broadcast for 3 hours at a time.
Especially for 128 bit rate sound. I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine named Play Dead Eyes. Everybody's listening on Skype. Play Dead Eyes. Let me just do this for 1 second. There's Dead Eyes. There's Artistry, Charlie, Flex Steady, Hunter Busted, Production something in Mega, ACCF. Anyway, that's all I know. I can't read any more of their names. Shouts out to you guys.
And let me apologize. Look, guys, I am the king of loquaciousness, and I know I can be a little talkative, so I apologize in advance. I just get excited.
No, don't you dare! Don't you dare stop talking. We'll kill you. We're listening.
Great.
Debbie, you can't legally say that on the air.
What can I... Oh, I can't really say that we'll kill you if you stop talking? Oh, I was joking, of course. But no, we're listening. Everybody's going, oh my gosh. But I had some guys that were listening off of a Skype chat they had pulled me into, and they were like, all we hear is these guys talking. And I was like, hold on just a second. I'll sneak in and give y'all a shout out. No, don't you dare stop. We have learned, oh my God, more from this. It's crazy. Oh, we're also coming out over so many platforms right now. We're coming out, Chris Top just said, laughing out loud. We're coming out over Westgate Radio on his platform too. So there you go. How about that?
Great. Well, let me give a plug because I just thought of something. Well, yeah. Look, let me give a plug to the iPhone app or the Android app people. Folks, get an app. And again, I swear, I am not here to try to peddle apps, but get a mobile app. It is time. If you're a singer, a dancer, a musician, whatever you do, you have a business, you should have a mobile app at this point. They're not one of those things that just people with a lot of money need or anything like that. Get a mobile app. It's foolish not to have one. Now, even though, like I said, my wife kind of does that, and I don't want to. I know it's going to sound like a shameless plug either way you look at it, but get a mobile app, guys, please. And we can help you. We can help you we can probably move some folks who wanted to get into one for really cheap. Maybe we'll do a trade if you let us put a little button on there saying where to get one. Because the thing is, people don't know where to get them. We go to Kmart, we go to Walmart to get one. You don't know where to go. You can Google it, and then you've got these little sites that try to confuse folks, and they say they can turn your website into a mobile app, but you can't put that into the app store because you actually have to use code. You have to, you know what I mean? You have to build them. They have to be developed, and then you have to go through and put them in the different stores. But
and sometimes the app stores won't accept you because it depends what you're putting in their content. Google Play is really fine with that. They'll pretty much accept any application.
Google will take anything. You can put, which is great. But Apple, I tell you right now, they're really, really strict. But if you're not putting porn on and your presentation on the app looks good as it should, then you'll get through. You know what I mean? But they are. I had an app rejected from them once or twice, and it's just incredible. But you know what? They do that because they want quality apps on there, and that's why they are the leader. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, it got quiet all of a sudden.
It did get quiet, didn't it? How long have you been doing this?
Doing radio or doing what I'm doing here?
What you're doing on your own.
For about, let's see, I got let go at the end of 2008, my last terrestrial radio job, and then I started thumbing around and bumping around. But I've been effectively doing this for the last, I'll say 2 years at least, 2 to 3 years, yeah.
So
but with Spreaker really set us off, though. Spreaker really changed the game for us because, as I said earlier, you may have missed this. We don't. I don't ever show Spreaker to people. I know that's what they want you to do.
I heard you say that. I thought it was brilliant.
It's designed that way.
Covered up everything except the button.
I can't look like. None of us can afford, if we're trying to monetize this, if we're having fun and we're just, farting around, that's cool. But if you're really serious and you're trying to monetize this thing, you can't look like a novice. You can't look like you're just out there with the Spreaker thing. You know what I mean? Spreaker's getting their money from me, so, look, I don't need to advertise for them any more than I am, right? And there is a way to embed that play. Yeah, you know that, because they let you do that. But it's a way to go in and chop it up even more. You can chop that code up a little more to where the only thing's exposed is that play button.
Right.
And that's what you want. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's so easy. Yeah. But I like
Right,
people,
it is easy.
I like people in the Spreaker chat because it's really just kind of boring when you're just sitting there. Especially if you're playing music, you're just bored, sitting there, no one in the chat. So, the Spreaker chat's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the chat too, but what they need to do is make it so that you can design it so you can get alerts. That would be great.
Well, you can set up a chat on your website too, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, excuse me, what I'm saying is, a lot of times somehow I guess I'm so interactive with other things that I may not even realize that I have chats going on, right? And it would just be great to have an alert, just as if you were on Facebook and someone sent you a message, you got an alert. At least I don't know that.
Right,
I would like that.
That's a big part of the draw as well. I think people enjoy being interactive with the host. So I mean, I think the more you communicate with your chat room wherever it's at, I think that's going to be really enticing to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
On Twitter, you have to watch your Twitter, you have to watch your Facebook. I mean, you really have to be a multitasker when you're broadcasting.
You're absolutely right about that. But it's a lot of fun for me. I love it. It's something that I've been doing for years. I mean, all I've ever done is radio. I mean, I graduated from high school, then I went directly into the Marine Corps. I spent 4 years in there. I went to school while I was in there, and then finished up when I got out. And as soon as I got out of school, I went right into radio, and I've been doing it ever since. So it's what I know.
I have a question. Do you use Sam Broadcaster?
Yes, I do.
It's nice.
What's that?
I said it's nice. It's a nice software.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was introduced to Sam Broadcaster back in 2008, I believe it was. So, it's evolved a little bit.
It's disappointing that Sam 4 doesn't quite work on Spreaker for some reason. Like, it doesn't work with any IceCast server, so I don't completely know why.
Mine works great. Oh yeah.
Are you constantly simulcasting everything off of the real FM station that you have? Yeah,
the way I explained it before is we've taken the credentials and we put them into an encoder, right? In SAM.
You have to really be FCC friendly then.
Say again?
You have to really be FCC friendly if you're going to simulcast off of a real FM station, I guess then.
We do, but that's not an issue for us because we don't even want to sound like that anyway. Like we don't need to. We're a pop 80s station, so we're friendly, fun. We don't want to sound like stern, or we're not trying to be, And if somebody slips up and there's a curse word, we can dump out of it. And again, to be honest with you, we don't really have many listeners on the signal. We're trying to get rid of that signal. This signal was a bad investment, right? And we didn't know. We were just excited. Wow, we can get a, look, man, I've been working for people for years, and when I hear that I can get a radio station, a real FM signal, I'm excited. And I kind of jumped in, and right when the revolution was happening with all this internet and Spreaker coming out and all this other stuff, it's obsolete for me right now. But the only thing we use it for is to brag about the fact that we are 88.3 FM. Okay, so big deal. Nobody can hear it, but some of the older folks kind of need to. They still kind of need to know that. Well, that's the FM. It's the real deal to them. So
Sure.
Okay, fine. So it works.
But I mean, if you had a chance to dump it, you would.
Oh, absolutely. We're trying to. That's our. Man, I'd be a very, very, very well-off person. I mean, I'm pretty good now, but I'd be really singing some tunes if I could get rid of that anchor.
Sure.
And we will. It's harder than ever now because everybody gets it. People know. The only reason
it costs to maintain that, like a month.
Well, it's not the
too much money for that signal if it's not a very good signal and you're not getting what you want. So hopefully you're not.
It's not. That's what I was going to say. It's not so much to maintain it; it's what we had to pay for it, right? You have to pay. Yeah. But it's such a crappy signal. Look, it was a crappy signal from the beginning, and we knew it. But again, look, say what you want. I was just excited. Hey, Mom, I have a radio station, an FM station. And it was just ridiculous. But and it's really hard to get out because more and more people, anybody in the market to buy an FM signal know better. They just know better, right? So it's really doing. And we've got investors who pushed us into that too. So I'm really just kind of paying folks where I could just be. I'm telling you, I'd be a mogul. But you know what? I'm still having fun, and we'll get out of it eventually. We're still okay, but trust me, I'd probably be able to feed some homeless people or something with the money we're making.
Absolutely.
But I'm not griping or anything.
Well, I mean, do you think it would take away from what you offer people when you're not able to say, hey, this is 88.3?
No.
Or have you established a clientele now where you don't have to worry about it anymore?
Well, no, because it's just a few people that's like, I always run across a few people who say, is this the internet? Like it's the plague, right? Is this the internet? Like, is that all? And I'll say, well, no, we're on 88.3, and it's on the truck and everything. They can see it. It's very visible. But I used to get annoyed by that, but I understand. That's their validation for whether, that's their gauge. But they don't realize that Clear Channel, who, for instance, have a lot of FM radio stations around the country, and what did they do? They erected iHeartRadio. Why? Because they know that people are going to be listening on the mobile app, and really they're just preparing. In about 2, 3 to 5 years, more and more people will get. It's sort of like remember when people said, you would hear all the time, I don't need a camera on my phone. I got a camera, right? You would hear that. Like, people were mad about getting a phone with a camera, and now everybody's got a camera and everybody's using it. Well, it's the same way. In about 2 to 3 years, or maybe a little longer, everybody will be listening to content on their mobile phones, even the older people who are not, technologically savvy, if you would. Will have come on board. So, just a few years off from that. But most people are on board now. So, we don't need the 88.3 FM, but it just feels good, though, to be able to catch those few folks who you can tell that's how they validate you, right? And we've all been there.
Right.
But
I wonder how many people have gone into their cars and got on FM and turned into 88.3 and said, I wonder if this is
that's pretty funny. But we're straightforward with them, and we tell them it's a really bad signal. It's a really, really bad signal, and I tell them the truth. It's closer to Kingman. I let them know, because there are some people who can get it. It comes in patches, but I manage their expectations on that. But it's still. They still want to hear that it's an FM. It doesn't matter, right? It's just like, oh, well, you're the real deal.
Well, so, you have to be like I was always taught in the entertainment business, which that's exactly what you have to be to your fans, what your fans want you to be. I mean, and if it's an FM station that they want you to be an FM station. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't be one at all costs.
No. I'm not saying personally, I'm just saying if they want you to be an FM station, then you need to be an FM station. I mean, because at one point I had on my Shoutcast station, we called it KDOM, KDOM, the Dominator. And people would say, well, how do I dial into that? Is it FM? And I would say, well, no, it's internet. And they would be like, what? And so it was kind of confusing for them. But so I can understand exactly why you would say that to somebody, that you were 88.3.
Yeah. And another thing, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Dad. But another thing that really bridges that I'm finding is the app. See, the apps are official too. See, that's a big deal. Like if you have an app, to some people in their mind, if you have an app, you're official. Oh, he's got it. Oh, so you can have an app on both of them. Oh, wow. And we actually have it on Windows and BlackBerry too, but they're just not. They're not in the races really in terms of app platform. So we don't even push that. It's a lot of people it's just Android and iPhone predominantly. But that gives us a little bit it's about validity when it comes to the internet, because it's relatively new. And another thing I try to tell people when I have the time to talk to them, I try to explain to them, give them a little history about radio, because some people, it's just not top of mind. At one point there was AM radio, that was all. There was no TV, there was nothing else. Okay, and then came TV, and it took a big chunk out of the AM radio share, right? They had to share that audience with TV. And now, look at where AM is, because FM came out, and then people weren't even interested in FM. I'm not listening to that. You had to buy a separate radio to get FM, and they were like, no, it's not worth it. So someone said, look, we're going to stop making radios that include the FM signal, right? And then everybody was like, this FM is great. So FM became bigger than AM, and to this day, AM is sort of like, over in the corner. Well, that's what the internet is now. It's just FM. It's the old, what FM was to AM, if you guys follow me. You know what I mean? And it's going to be in the cars. It's already in a lot of the, what we call the plus cars, but it's going to be in all the cars. First of all, it's in the cars now because you can plug your device in, but it's going to be a native button to your car stereos as well. And when that happens, then it's really gonna be incredible for folks like us. And Clear Channel and everyone else, they know it. So it's just an exciting time. I'm very, very, very excited. I can do things. I can do my own thing and run my own station. Lord knows I was a program director for years. I did mornings. I've done sales, I've done promotions, I've done every facet of every job in radio, and everybody knows that when you're a program director of a radio station, then that's who you are anyway. You're everybody. So it's a no-brainer for me to do this stuff, and I love it.
Now, how do you have your station set up right now? I mean, you have these other guys, I guess, from all over that pipe in and they do their show. Is it strictly talk during the day and then you go to the 80s stuff at night, or do some of these guys play?
No, we're 80s. We're just an 80s formatted station, and we, like any other music intense station, we just play a few songs, talk a little bit, go into the stop set, come back out, yap a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely not a talk station. We're just a music intense, fun, upbeat 80s pop radio station, and everybody loves the 80s. So that's it
Sure.
really works out in this area. So and a lot of times, look, I'll be honest with you, a lot of times my jocks are like, they love the voice track. We set up the voice tracking, and they do the voice. They do a hybrid of that. Like they set up their tracks in advance, and they go live every day. But it's just good to have those tracks in. So if you want to step away and do whatever you want to do, the tracks, boom, let them take over. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then when you want to pop back in and go live, that's why we use Sam Broadcaster, because we can flip it back over to that platform where the voice tracks and the music and imaging and everything is already there, right? Or you just pop Spreaker on. And again, it's playing Spreaker already from the encoder, but once you grab your other device, whether it's a PC or an iPad, and turn Spreaker on then that commands. It's the last device that grabs Spreaker is what the people hear. So you know what I mean? So really, it's a really, really good combination that we have.
Right. It sounds like you know what you're doing for sure.
Yeah, you know what though? A lot of trial and error, and I'm like a geek with this stuff. Like, like my wife is, sometimes she'll like, this guy, boy, he loves this radio stuff. And it's just that I've figured out just so many different ways of making, like they don't even invent some of the things, or they haven't even invented some of the things yet that I'm doing. And again, I'm not saying that to posture. I'm just saying, just from sitting down and just thinking about, okay, well, this should work if I do this, and I can make this do that. So it just, I want to do so many things, but they haven't invented the equipment that allows you to do it yet. You know what I mean? So you have to be creative, in other words. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Well, if that's it, it seems like people are getting kind of bored, that eerie silence. And again, I can talk about this stuff all night because it's exciting to me, but it may not be as exciting to everybody else.
Well, I'd like to get with you sometime and maybe chit-chat about some stuff.
No, you're actually with the two people on Spreaker who take radio very damn serious, and that's me and Chris. I mean, me and Chris are sitting here going, we're typing behind your back in Skype chat going, we've hit the gold mine. This guy's great. Oh, my God. We're going, oh, my God.
And you know what? I'd love that. Any questions you guys have, and we can all brainstorm. I'd love it, man. I mean, I just love doing this. And then the fact that I can make money and I'm happy doing it. Like, look, here's the other thing that we do. And again, I'm only telling you this because this is something you guys can do too. We're in Vegas. Vegas is a big town for advertising. Like, everybody lives by that because there's so much going on. This is the show town, right? Mm-hmm. But I'll just say, by virtue of what my wife's job is, she has a regular, real job where she has to travel. So we'll go to Hawaii for 30 days regionally. We'll travel around for quarterly. So we'll hit Hawaii for 30 days, then we'll go to Arizona, then we'll go to California. There are a couple of places in California that we'll go, and we'll stay like 15 to 30 days at a time, right? And so, again, I'm in those towns. If you go to my website, you'll see Vegas, where we are. Then you'll see Hawaii, California, Arizona. And so when I'm in those towns, those pages represent when we do business. We broadcast live there too, right? And so we're putting our footprint around in different towns. First of all, because we're the internet, we're global, but we can't reach out to the whole globe and promote to them, but we can promote to who we can reach out to. And since we're in those towns, when we're not in Vegas, we broadcast live in California. Same thing. We bring the equipment, set it right up. It fits right into the truck, And I get to be with my wife. We get to be together because we go everywhere together. I mean, we are. If you ever see me and not her, something's wrong because we're always together, which is great. But that's so it's a beautiful thing, we get to be together, and it's just a beautiful thing, it's just incredible. I love it. I'm telling you, man.
Well, hey, maybe David could do some drops for you, and you could hook us up with some apps.
Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I can definitely, because I think you guys really need to get the apps, and I can work it out. We can get it to you for next to nothing. close as far as apps are concerned. Maybe I don't want to say a dollar amount on the thing here, but we can get you down to where you should be able to handle it. But just to get you in there, and if you guys would promise to help promote, because that's one of the things we were thinking of doing, just really taking it to a level where we could do the apps too. You know what I mean? Radio is my passion, but I see the value in these mobile apps, and that's why most of my conversation has been about that. But I really want to be careful because I don't want to feel like I'm selling folks on mobile apps that we're doing. Just get an app. I don't care. That's really my theme. But we can put you guys into one, and they just work really well for what we're doing. We're the guys who should definitely have our own app and control our destiny. You know what I mean? So we can talk about what we can do. If I can tell you right now, we can make a deal where if you guys would, because you got to promote your app and say, hey, download my app or whatever. Just saying, if you're looking for one, we know a guy. You know what I mean? And we'll put like a little button on there where they can click on it and get our information. So, we can agree on that, then we can get it to you for a small amount of money. We got to charge you something because we have to. It's a business too, so we got to do that. But it won't be like $1,000 or $2,000, no craziness like that. Which is really, when you're publishing to both platforms, I mean, you can sometimes expect to pay that kind of money, but nowhere near that. It won't even be $500. It'll be well under that. So I'll just give you a little bit of an idea there. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, let me know, and then we can get emails going and things like that. But I'd really like to just want to get people into that aspect of it. And the things that I'm saying to you guys right here on this show, like you guys aren't retarded or anything. I guess that's not politically correct to say that, but you guys are pretty smart. So you can see where I'm going with that. That makes sense. And I just want everybody to be happy and do radio and have a great time, right? I mean, that's my whole thing. I tell you, man, I just want everybody to do it. If you can make money doing this, make some decent money and take care of your family and just enjoy your life, doing what you love, man, and if I can help, man, I'm telling you, that's why I haven't shut up yet.
Well, you're passionate about what you're doing.
It's
so
people,
sell it.
And it's people like you that karma works for, because there's a lot of people out there who are like, fuck them, I'm not going to say anything about what I do, fuck them. And it's people like you that do that. It sort of comes back to you. So does that make? Or am I shut the fuck up, Debbie? No, I'm joking.
No. And I appreciate you saying that, and because I want to be received that way as well. If I'm not doing it for that, but I mean, it feels good if people receive me that way, because that's exactly it. Like, I just want to help people. Like, if I can share some of the things that I do, because for me, all this stuff is just naturally just stuff that I do, right? It's no real value for me. It's just like, this. What else am I going to do? This is what I do. And if I can share with someone else and they say, wow, this is great. Oh, yeah, we can do that. Then I'm like smiling over here. I'm like, wow, hey, I did that. I kind of helped them out. Hey, I feel good about that. So, hey, I did that. So, yeah. That's where I am.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. I learned a lot of stuff tonight. This has been fun.
It's been real fun.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll leave you guys with I guess my email and all that is on there, or you can. There are a million ways to connect with.
Oh,
everybody.
tell me right now. I'm going to write it down in our chat room so we'll all have it. Do you mind giving it to me over the air, or would you like to? Okay.
I'm on the chat here. I'll chat it in there. But it's it's Marcel.
Marcel at
NU
hyphen
or dash radio.com. There it is. I typed it into the room too in the chat.
I did too. Hyphen or dash. So is that the little, like, you give the area code and then the dash? Is that what you mean by a dash?
Oh, no, yeah, just a dash. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hyphen or dash. Yeah, just Marcel at nu-radio.com.
Got it. Yeah, Got it. Sweet.
So,
Very good.
Guys, Chris and Debbie, I'd love to. I wish I could tell you I could do it for nothing, but I totally can't do that. But I can do it for next to nothing for you. I just wanted to put you guys in.
We definitely talk. I'm definitely interested. And I threw you a like on Facebook, and I followed you on Spreaker as well. I'll keep up with you.
Sure, and I'll do the same. Now, where's your? I know where Debbie. I have Debbie locked in. Where's your station? Oh, you're just with her, or?
No, I do my own thing on Spreaker. Here, I'll type something in the chat, and then you can click on me if you want to follow.
Yeah, because because you guys are great. Look, I don't usually connect with folks because I really don't have a lot of time that I spend listening to other people. But every once in a while, I'm like, who's on? Who's doing something, right? And unfortunately, and again, I don't want to come off sounding like I'm trying to disparage folks, but unfortunately, a lot of stuff that I listen to is just not good. Like, it's not together like your show. Like, you guys get it. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
I put a lot into my production and stuff. Mine's really it's really pretty professional. And it's just a talk show too. It's not the music platform.
There's so many things on Spreaker that are just music, and I'm like, the other night I was in the mood to listen to somebody talk, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like,
irritated. I get so irritated because
that's all it is.
Talk. It'll say talk, and then you click on it, and
exactly. Thank you.
And then you're just
you know what, guys? Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm guilty of that. And I'll tell you right now, I'm talking all of this tech talk, and I just looked at it the other day. I was like, what am I doing with talk in there? And so
I play a bunch of music, but at least I mark it as music.
What it does, though, is it buries the legitimate talk shows. And they're looking for talk, and they're like, it's just music. And they don't, they're like, whatever,
Yeah. But we talk so much in between the music, though. I know that much. But yeah, we definitely. So guys, definitely, I will connect. I just love it. I love the fact that I've got people to talk radio with, and you guys seem really cool. So, and I will definitely be listening to the show because I just love to listen to other people. I'm not good at doing talk radio. I have.
Oh, I can talk. I can monologue for 2 and 3 hours at a time. I don't know why. I just do.
I can't do it. I'm all over the place. I have adult ADHD or something because even now when I'm talking to you guys, my mind is like so many thoughts that I can't even keep it all together, right?
But see, that's what makes talk radio great. You never ever reach that end. You keep going off in little tributaries to this idea spawns that idea spawns that, and that's what makes an excellent monologuer. Is that you never really round it out and come home. Not you personally,
well, maybe I need to do more talk, but. Even like right now when I was talking to you guys, I mean, I've got so many ideas in my head.
See, the thing that people don't understand about talk radio, and I say this because I've been doing it for so long, and I can actually give people pointers. You don't have to have an outline. You start off with almost an original thought, and if you have thank you, Victor, the kind of brain that goes everywhere, like an ADD type brain like mine. My mind goes 90 miles an hour, and then that will continue. You just keep going and going and going and going like that. Yeah.
I get sidetracked crazy, but I usually go back to my topic.
But the sidetrack.
That's the thing. I can't get back to the side of the.
But the sidetrack is what is so interesting. You start off.
That's part of what makes it fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to find your way back. See, that's the whole idea. I can never get back. When I get sidetracked, I'm way out into the ocean, baby. I can't find my way back to the coast. That's what I'm saying. People are waiting. That's a turnout factor. I know.
Track.
What's that? I'm sorry. What
you need a co-host to help keep you on track.
Yeah, absolutely. Because. And that's a turnout factor because when you say, look, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but look, and then you never get back to that. And people are like, hey, I wanted to know about that, So, right. And trust me, I know better. I just can't help it. I get so excited and I'm like, hey, and nobody gets to talk with me because I just love to talk.
I'm exactly like that. Like, I'll go on air and get so nervous I don't even know what I'm going to say sometimes. So I just play the music.
But that's just it. That's just it. Turn your back away from the computer, look at the wall, and just start talking. That's what I did, and I have gained a listener base that you would not believe. Literally a whole lot. And people say, they get so mad when I'm playing a best of show or music. They're like, Debbie, take the damn mic. And I'm like, I don't have anything to say. Just talk, they say. And I'm, about what? And I think
so,
you guys.
You don't have the 24-hour deal. How are we on here so long?
Smarty pants. You taught me.
More than one stream.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I remember you were that was an issue with you.
Oh my God. I was having a brain freeze or something. I couldn't figure out what you were talking about.
Man, Victor, you guys are great, man. I tell you, I could talk all night long.
Do you have a Skype?
Yeah, I do. I don't use it for. You know what I use my Skype for? Mm-mm. I use my Skype for connection number 3. Here's another connection I use. Right. So, wouldn't it be great if you have your computer set up on Sam Broadcaster? Right. Let's see if you guys can follow me here. Sam Broadcaster. It's up. It's running. It's automated. Right. And wouldn't it be great if you were out live somewhere and you had your mobile phone and you could do the splash top or log me in remote connect to your computer at home, right, from your phone, and then talk and broadcast live and control the computer at home, the Skype, or at the studio, wherever. You follow me so far? And just start talking and control the mic and everything else. Wouldn't it be great if you could do that, though? Wouldn't it? You guys following? It's quiet.
No, I'm thinking. I think I know exactly. Okay, so now I want you to say that one more time because I think I got you.
Sam do this for you anyways? Can't you just swap it anyways? Because I don't know.
No,
I do it with Sam on Godzilla.
Let me explain one more time. Let me say it again. I'll try to be clearer because I know I really blew that. I told you it's the ADHD or whatever. Look, so your computer at home or at the radio station is running the program on Spreaker. I mean, on Sam Broadcaster through Spreaker, right? Spreaker is just a speaker.
Right. I'm with you. Okay, I'm with you now.
Your computer's there. Now, because you're not in front of your computer and you're miles away somewhere, right? How do I broadcast live just from my phone using the platform that's running back at the station?
Right. Now I'm with you. Okay.
How do I do that? Well, I do it with Skype. What I do is, it's real cool too, guys. Man, this is you guys are gonna love this one, right? What I do is, I have an old Sony. I love this computer. I'm not gonna get rid of it because I love it. But I have an old Sony, and it doesn't have the mixer on there. Anyway, so what I have to do is I have to take where the headphone jack is. You know where the headphone jack and then the microphone jack. I plug the auxiliary wire. One plug goes into the headphone, and then the other plug goes into the microphone. So the computer is actually.
I know. I'm listening to itself. Okay. I know exactly what you're saying.
Everybody's got that, right? So I run Skype. I turn Skype on remotely. Look, check it out. I turn Skype on remotely, and I set Skype up so it automatically answers my call when I dial it from my iPhone. So I got my microphone in. Now I can see the computer because it's right on my phone. I got a remote connect right
I know exactly what he's saying. Mm-hmm.
So now I can control the mic. I hit the mic, turn it on, and I'm talking. Hey, we're broadcasting live, and it goes out over the air without doing anything, right? So that's setup 3. Go ahead.
But what if someone decided to call your Skype, right? And they just end up on the show like that?
Well, they're not gonna. I use a totally different dedicated Skype account for that, right? And I have a phone module set up, so if someone calls me, again, all that is coming through, so I can hear them. It goes out over the air, and I'm on the phone just right from my phone and the microphone. That's it. I just dialed in the Skype. So I sat down one day and I figured that out. I said, "No, wait a minute, there has to be a way," right? And it worked perfectly. Now, the only problem with that, I don't even do that much anymore because Spreaker came out. That was pre-Spreaker. Spreaker gives me everything I need, but like sometimes if I don't feel like, or if I don't just feel like going to Spreaker and cutting out, I'll just do that. But the problem is if you are in a position where you don't have a decent internet connection when it's crappy, it kind of chirps and spits and cuts out, and I don't like that. I want to sound crisp at all times. So, yeah. But that's a really cool way of using your full resources at home right from your mobile phone, and it sounds great.
You're amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Seriously. You are.
This is all just fun for me. So it's just fun for me. I love this stuff, man, and I'm glad to meet you guys. And hopefully we can. We should really think about ways that we can all use our powers to help each other and to grow and also do some really some bigger things. Like, so I'm here in Vegas. Everybody wants to come to Vegas. Vegas is the party town, right? It's the town that everybody goes to, right? And what would stop us from doing a listener party? Like, we get like some hotel suite down here, even if it's only 50 or 100 of our listeners, right? Develop a package where we get a deal on the hotel. See, a lot of times the hotels will give you a deal, right? If you have like, let's say we got 100 people who need rooms, or and they're in couples, so that's 50 rooms that we'll need, right? Instead of that room being the normal price, it'll probably come down to like $30 or $40. We can charge those folks that are coming into Vegas, still give them a discount. We'll actually do what Priceline does, right? So we'll book those rooms. We'll keep the change or keep the money. Now, again, let's just do the math here. Let's say the room is $100 normally, which is discounted, but we can get, because of the volume, we've got 50 rooms that we want to block out. Well, we can get that room for $30 or $40. Now, and then we could create a package where per couple, just like a cruise, based on 2 people, you pay, $200, and that includes your room plus the night out at the little event that we're having or whatever it is, right? So you see how that will add up, though? It's $100 per room when 2 people are staying in the room. So we made $150 right there, because we're going to get the room at a rate of $50. Anybody following me here? And those are and again, there's nothing shysty or anything about that. Those are the ways that you can make money and have fun. Like, just have fun, hang out. Wouldn't it be great to hang out with all your listeners in Vegas? That's a reason for them to pay some money to fly to Vegas, or then the region to drive to Vegas for this offline party. We usually are broadcasting online, so now it's the offline. Just a million different things you can do.
Right.
So we should all get together.
But might be a few.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What was you saying?
I said I don't know if I'd want all of my listeners there, and I'm sure Debbie can attest to that as well.
Exactly.
Oh, so you guys have some crazy.
That's what I was thinking. 203 people and me in a room. Oh no.
Well, how did you hear about me? I was wondering, because I've had a couple of people that are on Spreaker tell me that I am getting. I know David even said that. I think David said that earlier. I'm getting a lot of listens. Is that a lot of listens? I mean, am I getting a lot? Is that considered a lot?
I'm getting them like crazy.
Well, because I've only been on there for 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks, I guess, or yeah, right?
You're getting placed like a madman. You are gold.
Really? I don't know the comps. I don't know the comparables or whatever. I don't know.
How do you are you on 24 hours or just like?
No, hell no. Are you kidding me? No, I'm barely on. I only come on. I only do it maybe every couple of days or so, whatever. Right? Yeah. I've had some fun with Chris on here, Chris and David.
Let me look at your listenership here. Let me see what you've got. Let's take a look at you. See what you've got going on here.
For being new, she's doing really good, better than I did when I first joined Spreaker. I actually went into chat rooms, and that's pretty much how you gain your audience.
And I usually simulcast off of Blog Talk Radio, so I get, over there I average about 250 to 300 live listens per show over there. So.
No, that sounds that sounds really, really exciting. I don't know. I really don't, and I'm not saying you should be this way, but I just don't pay attention to the listeners' ship at all.
Well, you have to a little bit. I mean, you have to know that you're getting out there, right? I mean,
no. Well, let me tell you why I don't though. Because that's not how I get paid. I don't, and we've got listeners, but I don't get paid from that. That's not how I sell it. Again, I sell it based wherever I am. My visibility will attract people into that particular business for that period.
I love the fact that you're in the financial end of this. That's what I want to get into. Yummy. Keep going. I'm serious.
But that's what I'm saying. We can't focus on how many lives, because that stuff really.
But take for example though. Let me ask you, Marcel. If I was going to go to you and you had Marcel's balloon shop, okay, and you sold balloons. If I were to go to you, aren't you going to want me to sort of prove that I've got a listenership
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there you go. You're going to need those numbers a little bit. No. Well,
let me finish. Let me explain.
What?
You asked the question. You said, aren't you going to ask me to prove that? And I said yes, because I am thinking like the normal person. Yes, they are going to. I wouldn't necessarily, but the normal person, that's what they're programmed to do. Again, the problem is here's what the problem is in that. If you have like, let's say, every night that you're on, you've got like, let's say, 1,000 people that listen to you, even though it's not even there yet, right? But 1,000 people, and you go to a client and say, yeah, look, every night I'm on, I got 1,000 people listening to me. Out of that 1,000 people, if you go to that client and you tell him that those folks are listening to you and they should pay you for a button or a commercial or something like that, they're not going to stay with you for a second, because those people are not going to show up. They're not going to buy that brand. It's just not going to work like that. It's not enough people, okay? They're not going to connect to that brand that way. And what's going to happen is that client's going to buy because you said that, and he's going to get excited too, and then he's going to say nobody showed up or nobody called me, and it's going to ruin your reputation. So that's why, even with, I'm telling you, doing radio for years, that it just doesn't.
The big problem there is, Debbie may have, say, what if she did have 20,000 listeners? Well, those 20,000 listeners are worldwide. So it's not going to do your balloon shop any good if it's located in Bucksnort, Indiana.
Which is what I asked him earlier. Remember, I asked you that?
But that's not his angle, though.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And I was even giving you the benefit of the doubt to say that those 1,000 people were in your town. It's just people they're not connected to that brand that you're promoting like that. You know what I mean? And it's okay, but it's just the real nature of it. Now, traditionally, radio stations have been really taking advantage of that because they don't care. They're leaving these clients high and dry.
My thought process, would it be more productive to work on an online web, like say you would go to work for Amazon.com or where, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Or somebody's online.
You make them up people your advertiser or advertise for them.
We hired a guy one time that worked. He still works for me. His name's Jerry. Chris has met Jerry. Jerry actually works in Google. I want you to listen to what he said one time. Listen to this real quick.
Okay, so do you want some dweeby nerd statistics, guys? I mean, really? Seriously? Okay, on Blog Talk Radio, which is the 815th, ranked in the U.S., 815th, and that's pretty high. That's huge. Blog Talk Radio is the 815th highest rated website on the internet.
Wow.
But that's huge. That's just Blog Talk Radio. Okay, now out of Blog Talk Radio, the Debbie Daly Show in the last 30 days has had 3.4% traffic. And remember we talked about how your ratings were going down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the last 30 days, you were at 3.4% of Blog Talk Radio's traffic. The rank of the Blog Talk Radio is the 815th highest rating website in the entire United States. And you're 3.4% of their traffic right now. Okay, the last 7 days, you've bumped up to 4.3%. And yesterday, you were and I don't know what who was on the show yesterday? Did I show up yesterday? No, I think I fell asleep early.
How much was it?
Okay, 6.2% of all of Blog Talk Radio's traffic you were yesterday.
God damn.
So you were 6.2% of the 815th highest rated internet website in the United States.
There you
That's
go.
huge.
And their listening base, they average, according to Alexa.com, they average on the time zone that I'm in, which is 6 p.m. to midnight, they average 175,000 live listeners. So we did the math at I don't know how to do it now, but what is 6.2% of about 175,000 average? That's about what I average every night when I go on BTR. And, ouch, I don't have a calculator.
100 and what thousand?
175,000. They average 250,000 a day, but the nighttime peaks out at about 175,000. They've got servers that they watch, and they can tell how many, whatever thingies, their statistics and stuff. So, but
yeah, that's probably, what would that be? Just off the top?
I don't know.
Like 8 or 9,000, wouldn't it be somewhere in there?
I think it's more than that. If I remember when they did it one time when we were talking, that was a telephone call that we were having that I was recording. But let's see, how would you do that? You would do 175,000 times 6.2, right?
Right.
You would go times 6.2.
I guess there's no math people on. Everybody's quiet.
That's 11,000. It's 11,618.
Yeah. See, I said 8. I just did it real quick off the top. I know because at 100,000, 6 would be 6,000. So
exactly.
Around
8
to 10. But look, now and look again. I'm not knocking that. I think that's great, and I'm not saying don't go after that. But all I'm saying is, for years, radio has ruined the market for especially mom and pop shops, right? Because it doesn't work like that. They get the money and they can't return on the benefits. Now, if you're going for Amazon or something like that, when you're online, they're going to click right to. I don't know how much they charge or they'll pay you. It's been my understanding that you have to really be way up there, like a couple of million people listening every day or something like that before you can even get a little. And then they got it where they have it where it's click response. Isn't it like you have to? Those clicks have to develop into actual purchases, or at least someone opening up a web page or something like that. So it's really tough to do. So all I'm saying is a way to really help. A way to really help these clients really see people in their place, and it really works for them, is if you're going to broadcast anyway, just invest in a little bit of equipment, go out there and have some fun, and make that $200 to $300 to $500 per day. It's there, and I'm telling you, if people go into that store because they're having fun with you, and it's an eatery or it's a barbershop or something like that, they will go in there, and nine times out of 10 they'll feel compelled to patronize that place. You know what I mean? They will, and even if they don't, your client can see that this guy is bringing people in my shop. That's all you have to do. You're not responsible for them actually buying, as long as he can see I paid this guy. And no one was here yesterday, and they're in here. I'm telling you, that's how it has to be done, in my opinion, with the way that the internet is today.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously, it's been working for you.
Yeah, and it'll work for you. I guess what I'm saying is it'll work for everybody. I mean, it really will. It's one of those no-brainer things. I mean, and what I'm saying to you isn't just special. It's not especially for me. This will work for any. Just try it. I'm telling you, it'll work for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, well, you've got me convinced. I mean, I'm really thinking about possibly giving this a shot, and I like the idea of just in the beginning, at least, just sitting up at a random location and just doing a live broadcast, because at least there you're developing a listener base. So
yeah,
I'm
man, definitely
thinking in time, you would be able to throw those local numbers out and say, well, hey, in my hometown, I've got, 50,000, 60,000 listeners.
Yeah. And you know what? Again, Chris, and I'm sorry, man. I don't look. I know it sounds cool to say, look, all these people are listening to you. I know that's the beauty. We call that the beauty contest, right? And it is. Everybody wants to look good. We want to say, hey, look, all these people are listening to us. But it can hurt you if you lean on those stats and 9 times out of 10 you can't deliver.
It's just for me to know. I don't think I'd use it as a selling point.
Yeah,
I think just for me, because hey, if I did my broadcast and nobody was listening, I'd just be talking to myself, right? So that made me kind of crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And you know what I do, Chris? I think I'm not looking at, I think I have like 100, like on different pages it'll say plays and sometimes it'll say listeners, right? So I have 140,000 listeners. Now, I don't really have 140,000 listeners. That's the amount of people I suspect who have come to my page and listened before, right? Collectively. But it does say listeners, right? On one of those pages. I can't even remember which one it is. And so that looks cool. And you can take that and post it. Sometimes people want to hear that, but I just caution folks to be careful when you're telling folks that you have all these listeners, because, and then again, if you're gonna use that listenership to sell badges, like what do you call them, banners on your website, or
oh, hell no. You could never do anything like that. All I'm saying is that when you go to somebody, like if I was going to go to, Plano Ford, they might say, well, how many listeners do you average? And then I would say, well, I actually have employed somebody that works with Google Analytics, and he has, blah, 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 blah. And, who knows? It could go way up past that some nights. It could drop way down some nights, but that's just an average.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to belabor this and beat you up on this. Please understand. Don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to tell you that what we have to do, though, what you need to do is take them away from that frame of thinking to start with.
Oh, okay.
And you have to get them out of that, because it's never been any good.
Exactly.
It was only good because it was a scam that all radio and TV stations do. They were only able to get away with it because there was a big TV station. So get them away from that right away. If they say, well, because everybody's going to ask you that. They ask me all the time, and I say, well, you know what, we've got a lot of listeners, but here's how it works. I get them right off of that. I'll say, because we're outside broadcasting live, we're going to have the prize wheel. We're going to have an iPad set up.
The prize wheel. Did you say the prize wheel? I love that.
The karaoke app and the iPad. So we'll have karaoke, and we're going to have fun, and people are going to see us.
I love him.
Come over.
Balloons.
They're going to come into your place. So we're going to drive customers right to your place.
Hey, we could get a big gorilla that floats up above the team. You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, you can have that. You don't have to pay for it.
You're doing the same thing the radio stations are doing. You're just charging them a
absolutely
price.
Exactly.
And you have no overhead to pay, so you're making more money.
You call Cricket, and they'll come out there and bring that big gorilla. The gorilla that they have a gorilla that.
I love him. I love you.
And then they'll come out and hang out, and so. But I'm telling you, that's just change. You got to help them understand what's going on today, because what's going on today isn't what was going on yesterday. And that's how you beat Clear Channel and all these other big radio stations in town. They don't have a clue. They don't. And you do. And that you get that. And again, you don't need $4 million a quarter to survive, because you're not a big company radio station. All you need is $4, $5, $6, $10 $10,000 a month. That's good. Some people don't bring that home anyway. Are you kidding me? So I'm telling you, and it can, trust me, it can be done very easily.
Honestly, so how much do you make early? How much do you make? If you don't mind me asking, don't let me be nosy, but average.
You know what? I'm not gonna really go there, but I'm just gonna tell you, and you do the math, right? I'm just gonna tell you that realistically, you can expect to do $500 a day for a remote, right? You can expect that. You sure can expect that. And if you are able to get a gig Monday through Friday every day, and sometimes you can get like these clients who have like 5 or 6 shops around town, and they want you to come every Friday or something. So you filled in 4 days of your month with, you have to do the pre-sales. Okay, you have to have someone go out there, or you go out there yourself and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, we have a radio station. Show them your card and show them some information about your station. Let them listen to it. Get them to listen to your station. That's why if you have a mobile app, they've got a phone. Hey, just download New Radio. It's on there. And when they hear it, even if it's an archive thing, but see, we're live, so we're always got somebody on. And that guy's burning it up too, right? And so when they hear it, they're like, wow, this is cool. They've got an app, it's on. But so that's why you got to have those tools. And again, I'm back to the app. But even if it's a website, just get them to where they can easily access your stuff. Because if they can easily get it, they're going to understand that everybody else can. And why wouldn't they be listening? It's a great sounding station. This guy was cool that I just spoke with. Hell yeah, $500. I did advertising with radio before, and they wanted $3,000. I'll give you a try. And when they do, and you bring those people in there, they're going to give you a try again and again.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's simple stuff.
Radio station brought in.
Yeah, it's simple stuff, man. I'm telling you, and I hate to keep saying it like that, but it just is. It's that simple. So,
well, God bless you for sharing all of your secrets with us. God bless you, seriously. I mean, you've been a great guy, and I don't know what to say. I mean, thank you sounds so small, but gee, I hope we can be friends.
I thank you guys for listening to me. How about that? Honestly, I mean, I've got so much inside of me, and I just like to talk about it. So thank you you guys for listening, because I don't talk about this that much. I mean, I'm like, who wants to hear me yet?
I think we got kissed by the radio gods tonight. What do y'all think?
I believe so. I'd love to have you on my show one day.
No, shut up. Don't steal him. He's mine. I'm joking. I'm joking, of course.
Hey, no, I'd love to be on, Chris, man. And I'll be on any time, man. Like I said, I get a thrill out of talking about it, because I'm still a little bit amazed and thankful that I'm able to do what I do. You know what I mean? And it's just I'm just excited. I can be with my wife. We can go wherever we want to go. All I need is a phone, and I'm on the air.
I mean,
I'm doing my thing.
Pretty inspiring, and I can tell that you totally love what you do and you believe in what you do. So that's what sells it to me.
Yeah, I do, man. I really do. Because I was hurt.
And did I lie about Chris's voice, or did I lie about Chris's voice?
Yeah, and it's natural too. He's just
yes.
He's speaking that. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
I love
Debbie, you got to play my bit.
I'm going to play it. We have a new bit to play. It's called. No. Here we go. It is called, if you can believe this, Adam Carolla what if Adam Carolla was a shoe salesman? All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever felt like you were in the wrong place at the wrong time? Have you ever woke up from a full night's sleep and for a split second you didn't recognize the person next to you in the bed? Do you ever look at your life and wonder, what if I'm supposed to be somewhere else? Or more importantly, I'm supposed to be someone else? What if Adam Carolla was a shoe salesman? So, you want to try on some shoes? Holy shit, you've got some big feet. Here, why don't you stick that puppy up in my lap and we'll talk about the first thing that pops up. Holy fuck, did you just get done running a marathon? That smells worse than a 70-year-old hooker's vagina that just got done boinking the whole garbage man union. It's a good thing I make commission off of those scented insoles. Here, let me just cut a hole out in it so we can fit that corn through it first. Oh, fuck my dad. Look at that. That's the biggest camel toe I've ever seen in my life. Close your legs. I hope that camel don't decide to spit. I better put on some goggles. Whoa, lady, what are you doing? Hold up. Well, stop it. Stop kicking me. You're acting like the first chick I forced to have sex with me. Really? Really? Was that necessary? You cunt. Oh, fuck me. Why don't you do it again, huh? My dad can hit harder than that, and he's the biggest pussy in the world. All right, look, lady, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Are you going to buy the shoes or not? Oh, you cunt.
This has been a Chris Top production.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program. Mr. Top. Take it from the top.
Take it from the top. I love Take It From the Top. I want to wait. We have to hear Call of Duty.
Guru.
Oh, I know. He's crazy. Between, you talk about, I've got the know-how and you've got the name. I mean, with my voice and your production quality and are you kidding me? And David's brains, we could take this thing to the end of the world. But I want y'all to hear Call of Duty and Dorkamus Prime also, to listen to the genius that is Chris Top. Take it away in 3, 2, and 1.
Call of Duty, Operation Skidmark.
Sir, we have found the Russian secret weapons. They have developed an anti-shrinking ray. We are fighting giant Russians, sir. And, sir, it would seem as though they're taking giant craps on all the men. There ain't no way I'm going to ride on that across that water.
I will show you puny Americans what the true Call of Duty is.
Look, we need a chopper in here yesterday. The men are dropping like flies. Wait a minute, that was a fly. Never mind.
I love the smell of duty in the morning. Call of Duty, Operation Skidmark.
And now, Dorkamus Prime. I love this one. I love Dorkamus Prime.
My name is Dorkamus Prime, leader of the Dorkobots. I was sent to this tiny planet in hopes of uniting all dorks against the evil Deceptadouche. Dorkobots, roll out.
Where do you get your inspiration from? It's crazy.
Here, let me turn it. I was listening to it in delay there. Man, that's awesome. You have some really awesome production skills, and you're funny too. Are you like a comedian or something? Or you write or?
I write all my stuff. I mean, everything that I do is it's original, and the stuff that I did, the What Ifs, it's a series that I'm working on. I've got several of those posted on my show if you want to check the other ones out. Like I've got Batman answering phones for Papa John's, stuff like that.
I bet Batman answering the phones for Papa John's would be hysterical. I don't know why. I just bet it would. Who did I Love My Grandma? A very funny radio advertisement. Who gave me that? It was on Spreaker. Have y'all heard this? Listen to this one before we go.
I love my grandma. You know, when I was a kid, she'd give me and my brother biscuits and sweets and loads of great stuff every time I went to see her. I'd say she was like a great big golden light of love. She always had time. She'd play with us. She'd spoil us. At Christmas, she'd give us loads of presents. And the food, amazing. She was the best person. She was just the best person in the world. She was full of love, and she was the perfect grandma I think a boy could ever have. I love my grandma very, very much.
I give you £5,000 for her.
Yeah, okay.
If you'd sell your grandmother, then come and work for Real Radio. We're looking for successful salespeople who have a strong track record in selling. You don't have to have media experience, just the ability to sell and sell well.
But Johnny, love, I don't want to go with the man.
Shh. You made me lose count now. 500, 510, 520.
Call Real Radio now on 0113 238 1114.
My name is D Square. You better be prepared. You're gonna get scared, cause I'm busting a rhyme. Some women's wanna be me. You got to believe me. I never heard of Flea. Haters waste my time. I like to talk on Spreaker. BTR is weaker. Some say I'm a mind reader. This is the end of that line. Todd is a zero. Fryer is Fira. Apocalypse is my hero. Now I'm gonna go dine. Yeah, oh yeah. Apocalypse to the 5th, or whatever the fuck you say. Cause I'm not a black person and I don't rap. Actually, Apocalypse, you're a faggot and you like Kings of Top. Okay? Talk to you later. This is Deb out.
That was for Apocalypse. It came on next.
Man.
I give Apocalypse a hard time. I give him a hard time.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow. That was crazy. I didn't know. I just had to let it go because it hit next. It goes boom, 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 boom. That was really private, actually.
That was amazing.
Apocalypse did this stupid rap, and so I thought I've got to one-up him on his. And he was doing one. He's so silly. Apocalypse is in our chat room on Spreaker. He's just a neat guy. He's crazy. He is so crazy. He did a Mr. Midnight movie show that is horrible. It was like 45 seconds long. He's crazy. He does a lot of parodies on people and stuff, and he's really, really a funny guy. He's a crazy guy. I love him to death. Well, this has been cool, guys, and thank you for calling in, and thank you for listening and doing all that great stuff. And I can't wait to go listen to you guys on Spreaker and see what you guys are all about. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Hey, do you have a website? What's your website or Facebook or whatever?
It's all on my Spreaker homepage. It's like it has my Twitter.
Okay,
and my
I'll look at it.
No. I can give it to you. I'm at DebbieDaily.com, but I'm also the real Debbie Daily on Twitter, and I don't know what my Facebook is. I think it's Debbie Daily with an S. I'm not sure, but anyway.
Okay.
I have a YouTube and everything. This is for y'all, you especially. This is my audience. Go ahead.
Hey, Chris, I added.
Shut up, boys.
Following you too.
Sorry.
So,
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, man, we should all definitely stay connected and. And look, I don't have all the ideas. You guys have things, and we just share. That's all. Everybody just kind of share what they, ideas that you come up with and things that and everybody will come away, a little better, a little smarter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Debbie she may have left.
No, I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and end it, though, okay? Ready, everybody? Say goodbye to everybody. Say bye, David.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Marcel. Bye, Chris. Bye, everybody. What is that noise? I don't know what that is. All right, guys, I'm going to kill it. All right? Bye.